Hi guys, sorry I had a false start there just a minute ago. And I'm going to be looking over here for just a minute while I pull it up on my computer and make sure I've got things going as I intend them to be. So let's see how this goes. I think a couple of you were probably joining in when I had to end the last video because I realized I had the orientation going the wrong direction for what we need to do. So hopefully that didn't confuse too many people that I turned it off and started over again. So let's see here. Oh, and wouldn't you know, hang on. I got sidetracked. I had to quickly send Allie a text because the Hallmark movie that's going to be on right now is got country music stars in it that she loves. And so I had to quick send her a text. And if I'm in the middle of getting ready to do a Facebook Live, I can't combine texting with that. It screws everything up. So that was what happened there. And I needed to make sure she knew it because you know how Allie loves her country music. Sarah Evans is going to be on it, Winona Judd, people that Allie just lives and breathes loving. So hopefully she got my text. I told her not to answer me back because I was afraid it would interrupt my Facebook Live. So I'm still trying to get it pulled up over here. Have you ever had to clean the cache on your computer? Oh yeah, Mary Judd. Is that what it's called? The Nashville Christmas Carol. Okay, well, doesn't that make sense? You know, she moves to Nashville and now they've got a cool Nashville Christmas Carol. Hopefully she's watching it or recording it. Because I didn't know it was going to be on, so I'm not recording it right now. But, you know, sometimes they replay things, don't they, on Hallmark more than once? So if she's missing it, you know, maybe they would replay it anyway, but hopefully she's watching it. She hasn't, I haven't seen an answer come through, but okay, let's see. Am I? Looks like I'm on there. Okay. All right. So you've seen enough of me. I will turn the camera down and get, oh, Mary said yes. Yeah, good. Hopefully that's the case. Let's see. As always, there's a bit of a delay over here on my laptop between what is happening here and what I see over there. So I'll try to get this going. Once I put my phone up in my holder, I can't see through this screen any longer. So give me a second while I swap it and I'll show you. Oh, you know what? Let me yell at Rod for just a second, okay? Let me get this swiveled in. Let's get this going. You know I don't do Facebook Lives very often. I should do them more often, I know that. But it's just always such a challenge to get everything done in a day that you want to get done. And I know I'm not unique. Everybody has that same challenge in their life. So give me 1 second. I'm going to have Rod bring me a bag. Rod, will you bring me a bag from that tub that you brought upstairs? Just one of the bags from there. Will you bring it in here to me? The tub that I was putting the bingo packets in. Sorry, friends. Thank you for your patience. Rod's going to bring the bag in, and I'm going to show you things that I made up and that I thought I'd go over tonight and show you how to make. Oh, thank you, hon.
Yeah, that'll work out.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. So, let's see. This one is Nancy Shook's. Tomorrow night, we are going to have another one of our fabulous Stampin' Up! Bingo events. And they're super fun. Let me make sure this is in the camera as soon as the lag here goes. Boy, it's a serious lag over there. So tomorrow night is our Stampin' Up! Bingo, as I said. And this is one of the packets. This is Nancy's packet, but this is the kind of packet you can expect to get from me when you participate in Stampin' Up! Bingo. I'll move it back just a little ways there. It's a pretty full packet. This time we are using a stamp set called Ridiculously Awesome. And this is going to be the focus of our create and keep projects. We used to call them make and takes, but nowadays with COVID, we aren't coming together and making and taking things so much as we're creating them on our own. So create and keep. We're going to do 3 projects using this set, Ridiculously Awesome. But people who already owned it could substitute and get a different set in their bingo packet. And then we are, in addition to doing the 3 cards projects with this set, we're doing a 3D project that's got candy involved. And that's what I'm going to show you guys tonight. The one I show you tonight is different than the one we're going to do in bingo, but it is the same procedure. So, and I think it's super cool, so I wanted to share it with everybody. So let me move this out of the way, but this is our cool set that we're using. So this is the packet. As I was saying, you'd get something similar to this if you participate in a bingo event with me. It's got a pillow gift in it. This one has the stamp set. Nancy's getting a different stamp set. She could substitute for an equal or lesser valued stamp set, and so that's what she's done there. In the packet, you also get lots of stuff. She has a little Ziploc that has all of the little embellishments that are needed for our projects. The rhinestones, the die cuts, the flowers, the little strips of paper, that kind of thing is already done. Here's the pieces she's going to need for our 3D project. And so everybody doing bingo is getting the same kind of a thing. And then M&Ms to be your bingo markers. Extra M&Ms to eat if you need to, but enough bingo markers there. And then in this packet is the card bases and the layers, everything that's needed to create our 3 projects. The designer series paper that's already cut. Everything's pre-cut and scored so that all the work is kind of done for you and you just get to have fun creating. And then of course 2 bingo cards. And people will, we will play 6 games of bingo and we'll have some really great prizes to give away. I think I totaled up, oh, I don't have the paper right in front of me, do I? It was $400 and some worth of prizes I'm giving away. We played 6 games of bingo, and then we have, for the people that might not win one of the bingo games, I also have some smaller door prize kind of or second chance prizes for them. So when you add up all of the prizes and everything, like I said, over $400 worth of products being given away. It easily exceeds what people have paid to participate in bingo, because for the $46 that you're paid to participate in bingo, you get a card class, which is 3 cards plus a 3D object with the candy included. That's part of what you're getting for your bingo fee. You're getting a stamp set valued at $22. With shipping and handling, a $22 stamp set is then $25 and some odd change, the value of that. You're getting markers, you're getting a pillow gift, and then you're getting potentially a very big prize if you win that. And if you don't win one of the biggest prizes, the prize ranges go from, let's see, the lowest prize is like $35, and the highest price 2 prizes are worth $80 some dollars. And then you've got the prizes for people if they don't win a bingo game, they still get something, and those prizes are in the $4 to $9 range. So you can see that you easily get your money's worth out of bingo, and potentially a lot more than your money's worth if you're one of the big prize winners. And I'm not going to tell anybody what the prizes are because that would take away all the fun. So I need to move Nancy's stuff aside because I don't want to accidentally leave something out and then she not have it tomorrow. But I wanted, for those who have never done bingo and wondered about it, I wanted you to be able to see what it's about. It's about getting a fun card class, all the things prepped and ready for you to do it, and then the fun of playing 6 games of bingo and potentially winning some really great prizes. And even if you don't win a really great prize, you still win a smaller prize. And so you come out even or even better, I would say. Okay, so, oops, I set that aside. So here is the pillow gift that I gave everybody, and it is made with one of our acetate card boxes. Oh, Randy, hello again. You made it. Yay. Mary's here. Kathy's here. Thank you, guys. Thanks for saying, commenting so I know you're here. I forgot to say this, and I always do. Of course, if you like and share this to your main page, not in a private message to somebody, because of course the intent of me asking you to like and share is that so people out there can see me and learn more about my paper crafting. So if you will like and share this to your main live, feed on your page, I will do a drawing in a couple days, giving everybody a chance to do that. I'll do a drawing and we'll have a winner. And the winner will get a little kit to make 2 of these. They won't get the candy, but they'll get everything to make 2 of these projects that we're doing tonight. So that would be much appreciated if you like and share. As I said, I prefer you didn't do it in a closed private message to somebody, because that doesn't really get my name out there, which is the whole intent. I would really love to see more followers, because I love what I do and I want to be able to keep doing what I'm doing. So, okay, enough of that. Anyway, here's the project everybody got as a pillow gift. And it is made, as I started to say, out of our Stampin' Up! Acetate card boxes. Oops, I better move this so I can see what I'm doing here. These acetate card boxes, you get 10 in a package, and we are going to use half of one of these for our project. And so one of these card boxes will make 2 treats. They're intended to hold your cards in envelopes and then pretty them up, and you can give them as gifts to people. So this full size will hold about 5 of our handmade greeting cards, our A2 size greeting cards, plus envelopes, and they make a lovely presentation if you do like a belly band around them and stuff. But creative people have come up with lots of other ways to use these, and that's what we're about tonight. We're about using this as a treat project. So this is made with 1/2 of this, okay, and I'll show you how I did that. And then it is opened up with a little piece of Velcro. I've used their self-adhesive Velcro dot there, and I've used some designer series paper. In this one, I've used some poinsettias from the poinsettia set, some pretty paper there, and then inside I've fit 3 York peppermint patties in the festive colors. The one that we're doing in Bingo is going to have a different focal point, different paper, and the treats inside are different. The one tonight I'll do is like this, but I'm going to use the Celebration Tidings, Plaid Tidings Designer Series paper, because I love that too. So just showing you different ways to do this. But anyway, the intent is, it's just this lovely little acetate box. I don't know if you can see it very well in there. It's a hard shell box, holds whatever treats you want to put in there, and it makes a lovely little presentation, doesn't it? On the back you could put a little tag to and from if you needed to. Let the person you're giving it to know who it came from, as opposed to being some kind of an anonymous gift. But they're lovely little coworker gifts. As I always say, I put things like this in my mailbox for my mail carrier, so she'll be getting one of these. Your hairdresser, your nail technician, I don't know, anybody like that you'd love to have them know you're thinking of them and give them just a sweet little gift. If it's somebody that you want to move it up a notch, you can also put a lovely little gift card in here along with the sweet treats, and wouldn't that be a nice little holiday gift for someone? So that's what I'm making. I'll show you. It's simple. It does not take a long time. The first thing you do, and I've already done it here, but I'll show you how I've done it, is you cut one of those card boxes so it would come like this. You're going to cut it in half. If you cut it at 4 inches, that is exactly half. You could use your paper trimmer. I did not use my paper trimmer because I protect the value of my blades far too much. I did use my guillotine cutter on a couple of these, and it was a little challenging for my guillotine cutter to handle. It handled it, but it was not easy on it. I found it the easiest way for me, and did I move those scissors? I think I did. Here they are. I have some serrated kind of heavy duty utility scissors. I think these are Tim Holtz scissors. Stampin' Up! Used to sell real heavy duty scissors back in the day when you had to cut your red rubber out to put on wood blocks. That's been a long time ago. They no longer do that. But yeah, these are tonic Tim Holtz scissors. But any kind of nice heavy duty scissor, you can cut these in half. And if you have grid paper like I do, it's kind of hiding under this false wood grain paper. I have grid paper. If you lay this out and take a pen, you can mark it 4-inch and then just cut straight across. Or you can take a ruler and mark, find 4 inches, find the line, and then lay the ruler up there and cut across. You could eyeball it if you wanted, or if you have a super strong cutter and you're not worried about ruining your blades, you could run it through your cutter. So lots of ways to get it cut, but it doesn't have to be too carefully precise, because the measurements won't matter. Just that you don't have a rough edge along here, I think, is the important thing. So that's cut apart. I'll show you how we're going to make it. Let me move these two aside. So when you get these boxes, if you've never used them, they are kind of pre-folded, but you need to burnish all the score lines that are on them. So I'm just going to right now do that by hand. And I didn't use my scoring tool. I did not use that. I just did it by hand, but I kind of went both ways. One way, then the other, and the other. And you want to fold them both in and out, or at least that's how I found it to work best. If you only folded them one way, it didn't seem to work as well. So just give them a hand score or hand burnish there. And then fold the tabs in and fold the bottom in, and you'll have your half box ready to go. Okay, easy peasy. And they usually stand up pretty well. If you get them kind of creased very well, then they'll stand up nicely. So you could stand this up on somebody's desk and it would be just so pretty. Okay, now the next thing I did was designer series paper, and I made sure that when you put this together, one side's got the little flap in it, and I call that the back. I want that to be the back. So make sure you kind of orient to that, okay? So now I've got the back, oops, I flipped it, the back laid down. Designer series paper you can do two ways. If you are using the kind of paper that comes 12 by 12, I'm going to tell you a trick. Here's 12 by 12 designer series paper. The width of this is actually a little bit over 4 inches. 4 3/8. Okay? So you could cut a piece of this at 4 3/8 and it would perfectly cover this. Well, I hate to do that, because then I've got 4 3/8 and 4 3/8, and then I've got this skinny panel left over here that I can't use. On here, I cut mine at 4 inches, and you know what? I think it looks just fine. It doesn't quite come to the edge here or here, but who cares? It has the same effect, and it's a much more conserving way of using my designer series paper, because by cutting at 4 inches and 4 inches, I divide this in 2/3 equally, and I can get a lot more out of one sheet of 12 by 12 than if I cut it 4 3/8. So this one is cut at 4. This one I'm going to show you tonight is actually cut at 4 3/8. We'll compare the difference at the end, and I think you'll see that it probably didn't make any difference, but was only more wasteful to use at 4 3/8. Okay, so this is 4 inches this way by 4 3/8. If you do it like this, it's just 4 by 4. So easy. 4 by 4 means you get 9 of these out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So 4 inches this way by 4 3/8, and I score it at 2 inches. Okay. Most of you know that when you score designer series paper, you don't want to score it very vigorously in your scoreboard, because it's not as thick as cardstock and you can tear it. So just a gentle score and then finger burnish it. So there's scored at 2 inches, okay? It's going to end up going like this, folks. And I'm not going to score the second line. I'm going to finger score that once I get this going, okay? So remember that this is the wider way, okay? I'm going to use adhesive on here now. Whoops, let me get it started. And I'm using Fast Fuse because, as a lot of you guys know, I have a ton of it on hand. If you were using the Stampin' Seal Plus, which is the equivalent nowadays, that would work just as well too. I just don't think that regular adhesive will be quite strong enough because there's a lot of movement on a 3D project. So where it is scored, I'm going to lay that along the back first. I'm not going to push the adhesive down until I get this centered to where I need it to go. This will go edge to edge, and then I'm going to fold it over there. There. And I've made sure that I've got the back part here where this flap is towards the back, okay? Then take your bone folder and just rub it down. And now it's nicely adhered to the back, okay? So there's that. Now the front part, I'm just going to finger crease. But before I do that, I forgot to get out my corner rounder. So let's quick corner round it. You wouldn't have to corner round it. It would look just fine without it. But on this one, I did round those corners. So let's see if I can still do that since I've already adhered it. And in fact, I can. There's one. This is my trio, decorative trio punch. So there, I've got my corners rounded. Get rid of that. Okay. So like I said, we're back here. So now it's adhered on the back. I'm going to just take it and lay it across that next edge, and then just take my fingers and kind of gently score that. Okay, like so. All right. And then I think before I go too far, I'm going to go ahead and put in my York Peppermint Patties. The ones we're doing for bingo, we've got those small Kit Kats, and we have small Snickers that go inside. Those will fit nicely. You can put in so many little things. Any little candies. I tried Hershey Kisses. They're a little bit too thick and wide to go in here, but Ghirardelli's would fit in here. So many little yummies. There we go. So the York Peppermint Patties just barely fit. They are so wide, but they just barely fit like that. Okay. I gotta stop and take a drink of my coffee. Hang on, folks. There we go. I got a lot of work to get done tonight, so I better coffee it up and caffeinate up so I stay going. Okay. So there's that. See, we're almost done. It's so easy. The next thing I did was I punched out using my 2 1/4 inch punch, circle punch. I punched out a circle. And I used Thick Whisper White for this because the part that's going to function with the Velcro, it needs to be pretty substantial so it doesn't bend and get ruined. So Thick Whisper White works well. Or if you're using a colored cardstock, our colored cardstock is nice and thick, so that would work just as well too. If I were doing a white poinsettia on here, I could use a red circle, and that would be pretty. Or a green circle would pull out the green in the plaid. That would be pretty too. And then use a white poinsettia on it. This one I'm going to use this. So, but that was 2 1/4 inch circle. You've got to be careful here. You don't want to put adhesive all over this because you only want it on the part that's going to be up here. Okay, so let's do that just a little bit towards the top. Again, I'm using the super strong adhesive because this is going to be open and closed. And then I'm going to center it on each side from here to here. I'm going to look and center that. But I'm just eyeballing it, of course. So about like that. And then give it a nice firm press. Okay. There. Then I'm going to take my bone folder. Using the poinsettia petals, I punched out Oh, hi, Debbie joined us and Chris joined us. Sorry, guys. I am so concentrated on this, I need to keep looking and see who's joining in. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining in. I'll not belittle it too much, but this is what we're making. And actually, you guys are all playing bingo. So those of you that have already picked up your bingo pouches, this is your pillow gift from me. And then we'll be making a different version during our class tomorrow night. So you'll make something like this, yet different. But tonight I'm showing you how to make the one like I made for your pillow gift. So we've got our designer series paper. We've got our 2 1/4 circle out of the thick Whisper White or thick colored cardstock. I have already used the poinsettia petals, dies. This is the stamp set. I've used the dies. Here's my envelope or Ziploc baggie. When I do dies, sometimes if I punch out extras at a time, I just have a little baggie that I'll throw them in, and then when I'm done, I throw this bag right in my case with my dies, and then I can pull them out and use them from time to time. Anyway, these are the poinsettia dies. I've already pulled out. There's the big one on the back. I've already pulled out and die cut so that I didn't waste your time, because I know you guys all know how to die cut. I die cut 2 of this, well, I would call them small, because in the poinsettia dies there's, let me show you, there's the large poinsettia, there's the medium poinsettia, and then there's the small, and all 3 of those layer together. We're using 2 of this size, the small, and then I'm also using the teeny center kind of one. It's not really a center, but it's the teeny tiny one that's a standalone. I'm using that for the center. And it is right here. So 2 of the small, and then 1 of this one. And then for the center, I'm going to use one of these little silver ones, and that's in the die set as well, up here. You could also, as I did on your pillow gift, use one of the beaded pearls. Isn't that pretty? Those are stunning. Those are gorgeous. I went through quite a few of those because I gave everybody, let's see, we used these at our retreat, and then I also put them on everybody's pillow gift for bingo. But you can use the silver foil and cut these out, so we'll use that tonight. Okay? All right. So the stamp set that I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use the Happy Holidays this time, I think, maybe. I'll show you both ways. And like I said, here's those extras. If I want, I might end up adding a leaf or 2 to this. I haven't decided. I'm going to take my bone folder and just give my poinsettia a little bit of a curve. One going one way, one the other. And then what I really like to do with these poinsettias is where the veins are from that embossing part to the poinsettia, I like to fold up and kind of give them a little bit more dimension along that vein. Like that. So there's that one. How is everybody tonight? Let's chat. Oh, and Deanne's on too? Hello, Deanne. I miss people when you pop in. I'm sorry. I'll go back and watch everything later. If I didn't say hi to you, it's not intentional. It's me focused on what I'm doing here. But anyway, so it's kind of fun to bend those that way too. And then I'm going to adhere them together. Just a little bit of liquid glue. There we go. Wasn't it gorgeous outside today, guys? Oh my gosh, so warm. So lovely. Hard to believe it's December. But I'm not complaining. I think it's great. And I'm just going to give this one a little bit of a finger bend too. This little teeny tiny center. And I'm going to use a dimensional under the whole thing, but not under each individual layer here. Now the tricky thing is this piece, because there's holes in it, it's really hard to get adhesive, not where you don't want it. So I've used glue dots, but then it's still kind of sticky through the holes. Come on. So I'm just going to try to get a little glue. Hold on, hold the phone. Little goobers on there. Plug up. Oh, it must not have been plugged because it just stuck to my thumb. There we go. Oh, I got way too much. Of course, that was bound to happen. Here. Deanne says, oh, Deanne was there and was been quietly watching. Well, I'm glad you said something. Those of you that joined or that didn't hear me say, if you like and share my video right now to your main page, not in a message, but just as a main page, if you like and share it, I'll put you in the drawing to win some. And these are so cute, you're going to want them. I'm going to have to wipe off that extra glue later with my glue eraser when it dries, because when it finally did start coming, it was really coming gangbusters. Anyway, so if you like and share this to your main page, I'll enter you in the drawing, and you'll get enough to make 2 of these, minus the candy, because I can't mail that out very easily in case somebody who wins doesn't live local. But I'll give you all the things to make a couple of these, and for whoever wins. So, okay. So I said I wasn't going to use dimensionals in between those layers, but I am going to use dimensional behind the whole thing when I put it on here. So let's get that guy on there. There. And I think I will use a leaf on this one. I didn't earlier. I thought it might be too much, but what the hey. Let's not worry about too much, right? Let's stick that under there. And since I don't want him out too much, I'm going to trim just a little bit off of him. And then he'll go even further under, so he won't be quite as in your face, you know, just a little bit peeking out there, like that. There. Now I need to do my sentiment. And my Velcro. I'll show you how we're going to do the Velcro after I do my sentiment. I think I might have got a little glue on the back of him somehow. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I had glue on here. Oh, well. Let's see. Okay, so the sentiment I said that I pulled out is from the Poinsettia Petals, and it says Happy Holidays. And I think I'll stamp that and put it up here. What I did for the pillow gifts is this nice little skinny one that says For You. And I used the Itty Bitty Greetings set. Do I have it over here? I don't think I do. I think I have since put it away. In an effort to try to be organized, I did put it away. Anyway, it's a 2-stamp set. It's 2 set stamps, and it's got these lovely little greetings on it. It has 'Tis the Season. I've done that on some of them. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow night, the one that says 'Tis the Season. And these has For You. What I did is this is going to tuck under. And so what I've done with that is I've trimmed this down to stick out over here. But I used the same classic label punch on here that I use in so many of my classes and so many of my cards and things. So this is another option you could do if you didn't want to say Happy Holidays. This would be so pretty right up there. But we're going to try this one because I haven't used this one yet on here. And I got out a shaded spruce ink to try it with because that's one of the colors in this designer series paper. I'm sure you all know this, but just in case you don't. When you get a pack of designer series paper, in the packaging there's the description of the paper, and it tells you right on it the colors that are in it, the Stampin' Up! Colors, so that you can color coordinate easier. So if you look at that, you know right away what color cardstock you need to go with things. So back to my stamp. I have some regular Whisper White out here, and oh, here, I was going to say I have moved it. And here it is, scraps of it. We may end up going with one of those skinny sentiments if I don't like the look of this bigger one. Because then I have to decide what punch I'm going to use. Down here in my drawer I've got all my punches. Or not all of them, but a lot of them. That one's going to be too small. This one will be too small. Oh, I just thought of what would work great. Hang on. We'll have to get the die cutting machine out for it though, but we're going to use a die that I know Randy just recently got the whole set of. And it is the Stitch Nested Labels dies. Let's use that one. I think that would be pretty there. Woo! See what I said earlier about how I'll die cut bunches of them and I'll put them inside the package? Here's a great example of it. Open it up and they all fall out. Let's see, would this be big enough? I think this might be. Yes, I think that is the size we want. This set of Stitch Nested Labels dies has so many dies. It's got all of these, all of those that you just saw here, the one I took out, plus I have one over here that we're using for bingo. It's on one of our cards, so I have that one already pulled out. This is a very, very beneficial set of dies to have. If you don't have them, put that one on your wish list because very useful. Okay. Let me pull up the old Big Shot because my new Stampin' Emboss machine is in the kitchen. Having two machines now means I can keep one machine in here in my craft room, which is a mess, and then out in the kitchen I can have the new Stampin' Emboss baby, which comes in handy to have it in two places, especially when Rod and I are both die cutting. So let's cut this baby out. Let's see, it's a close call, so let's see if it fit. Wow, look at that, just barely fits, but perfect. I like that. So let's move that die over here. I have my magnet. For those of you who've never seen, I'm going to show you real quick. It won't take long, but if you are ever worried about losing a die on your table when you're crafting, and I'm always worried about that because if you lose a die, you can't replace just a single one. You've got to buy the whole dang set again. So I have taken, this is a picture frame from Dollar Tree, those kind that, you know, can set like this or can set like this. And I take magnetic sheet and cover it, and then I can have this set out on my table all the time. In fact, I always have a couple of them sitting here. And when I'm working away, then I can place my dies on here and try not to lose them. I wish I had done that the day that we were using my peony die sets, because one of my little peony dies, the smallest little peony die, got lost. And there's no replacing it. As I said, once you lose one, you can't get just a single one. So, okay. Let's decide where we're going to put this. Right there. I'm not sure. You know, I'm not convinced. As much as I love how that fit, I still think something like this, the skinniness and the way it can just kind of tuck out there, I'm not sure. I guess just to be different, I'll do this, but I'm not sure. And here's one that I've done that says Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Happy Holidays just to be different this time, but these work really well too. And I'll pop this baby up. I'm going to tuck it under there. I might not pop that side. Yeah, I will. I'll trim this. So it's Friday night, guys. Are you... I mean, obviously you're all watching here, so you're like me. You're spending the Friday night at home, right? With the Hallmark Channel on. I do like this time of year watching Hallmark Channel. I know it's predictable and semi-cheesy, and but you know what? It's kind of nice to have something that doesn't have stress and strife and sadness, and we want all those happy things, don't we? All right, so to close it, you can make a belly band to go around these where it doesn't stay shut, you know, and you slide the belly band on and off to open and close it. But what I did for mine is I used these little Velcro dots. And I'm trying to remember where I got these at. I want to say either Walmart, I kind of think Walmart, or maybe the sewing department in a store. but I kind of think Walmart. I'm not sure. Anyway, and I know they sell them online too, like Amazon and stuff. So you get a pack of these. I bought the small ones. These are only 3/8 inch. You can get bigger if you're using bigger projects. But remember, the bigger the Velcro, the harder it is to separate it. And since this is cardstock, I don't want it to be super hard to pull apart. I don't want it to destroy this trying to open it. So let's cut these. They pull apart pretty much, but I find that just kind of separating it just a little bit is helpful. So with Velcro, you've got the fuzzy side and the rough side. But I take the two and I put them together. Okay? And then I remember, I've got the rough side here, and I've got the fuzzy side here. The fuzzy side is the side I want to go on my project, because it's the easier one to pull apart from. And then the rough side is there. When I get this centered just how I want it, I'm just going to push this down. And since I peeled that off of there, now that part has stayed behind on my project, and the fuzzy side's here, and so it'll just go right together. I didn't have to measure it. I didn't have to figure out exactly where to put it. Just by putting it together, peeling it off, and then putting it there, it's perfectly positioned. Okay, so let me put this away or I'll lose it. There. So, I don't know. Tell me what you think, guys. Do you like it better with the little narrow sentiment here? Let me use my tweezers. With the cute little narrow sentiment sticking out, or the little bit bigger sentiment? I'm not sure. I was destined to have this centered. I know that if I have a big sentiment here, I could offset this on this side to equal it out, but I definitely wanted this to be central in the middle. So that's why I did it that way. So, and now that I've told you about the 4 3/8 versus 4-inch wide, you know, I just really don't see that that makes a huge amount of difference here when you can get a whole extra 3 more of these out of a 12 by 12 sheet if you're just shy that little bit on each side. This looks lovely, but I don't think anybody would look at this and say, oh, she didn't cut it right and wide enough, you know. But you decide. If you've got lots of paper because you're a paper hoarder, then go for this. Cut them all in 4 3/8 inch widths, and just know that you're going to end up with a long strip that you can't use at the end. So you would get 6 out of a sheet versus this size you get 9 out of a sheet. So anyway. Oh, Chris is there. Oh, thank you. You have gotten those at Joann's. Debbie, I bet you mean the Velcro, right? Maybe that's where I got it at then. You know, there's no way to identify when I know I've had these for at least a year or two in my stash. So, but it very well could be Joann's. They look like they were definitely in a sewing department, don't they? Like, well, who's the maker of these? Velcro brand. I guess it's just Velcro brand, so. I was going to say if it's Singer or something, you'd know it came from the sewing. But anyway, I don't think they're hard to find. And you can even buy Velcro squares and cut them. It doesn't have to be a dot. It's just those dots separate so easily. You don't want this to be a hard pull because it'll really bend up your paper and stuff. Even though I did use thick Whisper White. Remember, I used the thick paper there. So, oh, thank you, Chris. That's nice of you. Plaid only comes 6 by 6. Yes, exactly. So since this paper only comes 6 by 6, that's why I went ahead and I used 4 3/8 wide here. Because I wasn't going to get more than 1 out of a sheet anyway. But if you're using the 12 by 12 paper, which we have such pretty 12 by 12, like I'm going to do one with the Snowflake Suite, Snowflake Splendor Suite, using the 12 by 12 paper, and I'm going to cut out snowflakes for the focal point. And that'll be so, so pretty. But I need to find first some candy that will have the blues and purples and silvers that will go in there. Won't that be lovely? But also, since that's 12-inch paper, I'm going to cut it this size so I can get more out of each one. But you're right, Kathy. The plaid Celebration Tidings plaid tidings paper is 6 by 6, and you're going to burn a sheet anyway, so why not go the extra width and cover the whole of the top? So, yep, exactly. Like I said, you get a pack of these. One of the prizes in bingo is going to be a half a pack of one of these tomorrow night. So whoever wins that will already get a half a pack. But if somebody else is on here and you don't win at bingo, you don't win those, and if you're not already your own demonstrator and you want to order any of them, let me know, because I will place an order as soon as bingo is done. And so if you got in on my workshop order, you would save, you wouldn't have to pay as much shipping and handling. You wouldn't have the whole $6.95 shipping and handling cost on your own. I could add it to my workshop order for you, and you would just pay a portion of that for your shipping and be able to get a container of those. Because you saw how easy this is to whip up. Oh my goodness. You can use different focal points. For our bingo, we're going to use, I'm giving it away now, but we're going to use that beautiful festive Christmas tree as our focal point, and that's really pretty too. You could do birthday treats. You could do retirement treats. You could do wedding treats. I should be talking to Randy right now. There's somebody having a wedding coming up in our family. They could do little table favors or going away favors from the wedding. And wouldn't that be pretty? And so many things you can use these for. They're great. When I ordered everybody's stamp sets for the bingo, I already had 2 packs of these on hand because I love them. But I ordered 3 more packs. And then I found some at that thing we went to. So I have got a lot of these, and I'm going to be using them. Normally when I have craft fairs that I get to participate in, these are the kind of things that people love at craft fairs because they're so great for coworkers and friends and, things like that. This year, most people aren't really hosting parties at their homes and events, but if it were a normal year and you were having those, these make lovely little take-home gifts for people too. If they come to like an open house holiday party at your place, these are lovely to give away. But I don't think too many people are doing that, or they shouldn't be doing that this year probably. So I don't know how much longer Stampin' Up! Will carry these acetate boxes. I hope they carry them a long time, but and I know that they like to bring in new things, and when they bring in new things all the time, then they have to retire out some older things. So these have been in the catalog. They were premiered in the holiday catalog, I believe, 2, maybe 3 years ago. So, we're fortunate they have them right now, and we'll know if they do decide to retire them out, they'll show up on the retirement list. So people will have a little bit of a heads up. But if there's something you would love, this is the right time of year to order, I might say. Now, I'm going to scroll back through comments and say hello, and see if there are questions or anything. How many come in a pack? Oh, good question. 10. You get 10 of these in a pack. And so for something like this, that means you can make 20 from a pack. And I believe the pack is $7. So it is 70 cents for one of these. 10 divided by, $7. 70 cents a sheet. Cutting in half, that means each one is 35 cents. Of course, that doesn't add on tax and shipping, but it's a pretty inexpensive little holder. Of course, we all know and love to make 3D projects out of cardstock and paper, and we can still do that, and that's, equally as affordable. But these just make a nice presentation. So, anyway. And I'm going to try to, can't promise it won't be this weekend. Maybe next week I'll do a demonstration where I show using one of these whole things for a treat. A hot cocoa pouch is what I was thinking. I did just buy a bunch of single pot sampler coffees from a place in Wisconsin. And I think one of those might fit in here and be a lovely presentation. I'm going to check that out when they come. I just ordered them yesterday online. From Door County, Wisconsin. If anybody's ever heard of it, Door County Coffee. I guess it's kind of famous coffee. So, oh my gosh, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Kathy Dabbs Foster. So I knew her as Kathy Dabbs. Kathy and I went to high school together. Oh my goodness. And I knew you lived in Georgia now. Hello, and how are you? Gosh. How fun to see people on here. You guys are also nice to join me. I always do these last minute. I don't give a lot of warning. I'm not a person who has a regular Facebook live day and time. I don't know. That's always a goal of mine, and someday I'll probably achieve it, but today is not that day. So for now, when I have extra time on a Friday night, I usually announce it earlier in the day and say, I'm having a Facebook Live tonight. And I'm blessed to have a few friends who join me. And it's wonderful. Oh, Amy, you've had Door County coffee? Okay, good. I'm hoping it's wonderful. I didn't order their tea, but I ordered their holiday sampler pack and their regular sampler pack. And if they fit, I thought those would be lovely little things in these acetate boxes. So when those come, I think I'll give it a shot. And like I said, if they fit in here, I might do that. If not, I'll find another way, but I think they will. So, good. I'm glad to know that's good coffee. I was hoping I would love it. I love coffee. A lot of you guys know I drink coffee all the time. I mean, day and night. Look at me. I'm drinking it right now. And I drink my coffee black. But my daughters drink it with lots of cream, lots of foo-foo stuff, but not me, black. But I will drink the flavored coffee, so goodness. So what else? Any other? I've got to check, see if there were other questions I missed. I sure hope I didn't, but likely I did. Likely I did. If I missed a question, go ahead and ask it again, because now that I'm done making that, I can check them out. I had thought about making 2 of these, but you get the idea with the one. It couldn't be easier. It's really, once you've got those acetate boxes and you've got any designer series paper that you love, of course I love this plaid. This plaid is fabulous. You guys have seen me use it several times. This was a retired paper I used here, but and then just some kind of a focal point. It could be Christmas tree, as we're doing tomorrow night. It could be snowflakes. It could be those Santas that we used to have. It could be a snowman. We've got that snowman punch. There's so many great things that you can use as a focal point. It could just be a sentiment for a focal point, but I think that might be a little bit dull. That's just me. So, and if you didn't want to use the Velcro, as I said, you could put the focal point on a belly band that slides on and off over that. So that's just another way you can do it. But super cool. So, all right. Well, I've been on here a long time. I must have chatted a lot. I don't know. Absolutely must have chatted too much. I thank you for joining me tonight. I'll go back and see everybody who's liked and shared, and then I'll draw a winner, and somebody will get a kit to make a couple of these. And I'll make sure I include the poinsettias dies that are already cut out in a leaf. And I won't be able to stamp that for you, but hopefully you've got something you can use for stamp. I will include the die cut, and then, if you've got a stamp that fits it, great. If not, you can use the die for something else. But I'll send you the stuff to make this, or give it to you if I see you locally. Okay? Those of you that are joining in tomorrow night for bingo, I appreciate you guys so much signing up for it. If you were on here at the beginning, you heard me say we've got, I think, $400 and some worth in prizes that will be given away. 6 games of bingo plus second chance prizes for those who don't win a big bingo game. Also, you can let me know if you'd like me to open up the Zoom room a couple hours early for just hanging out and chatting and crafting if anybody wants to. I am busily making, I'll show you real quick. I'm making my ornaments for people, which reminds me, Kathy, I know you and your sister each wanted some, and I've got those. I've got a couple made, and I'll get a couple more. I'm making them as soon as we get done here tonight. I'll be getting off and making them. But I'm doing these ornaments, and I'm doing cookies for Santa plates with the milk bottles. If you follow my blog or follow me on my Penny for My Crafts page, you probably saw my posts on them. Anyway, so I'm mixing up. I'm doing my vinyl crafts along with my paper crafts. Look at that. Isn't that cute? It's got little glitteries in the bottom. But Randy just picked up hers. And I know I think Kathy's getting one of each. Kathy Miller, that is, and her sister. So, baby, it's COVID outside. So, and then on the back I put 2020 on that one. Didn't need to on this one, obviously it's already there. But working on these. Just doing lots of crafting. Hopefully you guys are staying healthy and well and crafting, and get ready to find your lucky rabbit's foot, those of you playing bingo tomorrow night. Get your bingo game going so you can win. I think that's all I got to say. Let me know in the comments if you want me to open up the Zoom room a couple hours early, or otherwise we start bingo promptly at 7. So I'll send out the Zoom link again tonight. Most of you already know the usual Zoom link, but I will resend it because some are playing bingo that haven't played with us before and they don't have it, so we'll get it. Thought they were round, glad they are not. Thought they were round, glad they are not. Oh, the ornaments. The ornaments. I bet that's what you're thinking, Kathy. Yeah, they're like a disc. They call them disc ornaments, but yeah. It's easier to put vinyl on they're still a bit curved, but not nearly like a totally round ornament. And those are hard for me to get vinyl on when they're totally round. The vinyl buckles and won't lay well. So yeah, when I do my ornaments, I always do more of this flat and then lay them on. So yeah. And these are glass. I did do some plastic ones for the people that are shipping them out. Just because, you know, better safe than sorry with shipping. But yeah, there we go. Thank you as always. Yes, Amy, they are flatter. They are the disc ones. And they're getting hard to find. That always happens. Every year I buy a few boxes and then you have a harder time finding them and then I can't. But yeah, those are definitely, if you do these things yourself, if you do vinyl, you'll always do a better, easier job with the flat ones. The round ones are just, it never works very well for. So, yes, thank you guys. I appreciate you so much for joining. I wish this could be a two-way street where I can hear you guys talk, like when we're on Zoom. That's so much more fun because it's very interactive back and forth. This way it's just me doing a lot of talking and trying to catch people's comments. So, my mouth gets dry and I need more coffee. So, thanks everyone. See some of you tomorrow night. And thank you for sharing, liking and sharing my video. I very much appreciate you. So, take care. Talk to y'all soon. Be well.